In this section, we are basically adding, subtracting, multiplying, and dividing functions. Honestly, the biggest new thing about this section is the notation, the function notation that we're going to be using. So it's saying find f of x plus g of x. So f of x is this trinomial, g of x is this trinomial. We simply need to add them together. So we're taking x squared minus 5x plus 8, and we are adding it with x squared minus 4. You're just taking the f function, the g function, and you're adding them together. So really you're just combining like terms. X squared and x squared are like terms. That's 2x squared. We don't have any other x term. 8 and negative 4 is 4. So our new function that we created by adding the f function and the g function together is 2x squared minus 5x plus 4. Number 2, the f function is x to the 1/3. The g function is 3x to the 1/3. Because they are both x to the 1/3, this is 4x to the 1/3. Subtraction is the same way. We are going to take the f function and the g function and subtract them. And it says f minus g. So 3x squared plus 4x minus 6. We are going to subtract, but we need to subtract all of that g function. We need to subtract all of 2x minus 6. That means we need to subtract the 2x. We also need to subtract a negative 6, which is the same as adding 6. Then you can combine like terms to get 3x squared. 4x and negative 2x makes 2x. Negative 6 and 6 cancel each other out. 3x squared plus 2x. The biggest thing to remember with subtraction is that you are taking the first function minus the second function, and you will likely have to distribute the negative to that second function. When we're multiplying, we're taking the f function, 5x plus 6, multiplying it with the g function, which is just 4. So we have 5x plus 6, I would put it in parentheses, and we have the g function, 4. We're multiplying them together. In this case, it's distributive property. So 4 times 5x is 20x. And 4 times 6 is 24. In number 5, the f function is a binomial, 2x plus 3. The g function is also a binomial, x minus 4. Because it's a binomial multiplied with a binomial, we need to double distribute or FOIL. So 2x times x is 2x squared, negative 8x, positive 3x, negative 12. Combine your like terms. This last one, the f function is 3x to the 2/3. The g function is negative 5x to the 1/3. When we multiply these, this is 3 times x to the 2/3 times negative 5 times x to the 1/3. So the 3 times the negative 5 will give us negative 15. When we multiply, I'm going to move this over to the side. If I do x to the 2/3 times x to the 1/3, remember our properties of exponents. If it's multiplication, we're going to add those exponents together. 2/3 plus 1/3 in your calculator is 3/3, which is 1. So this just becomes a plain x. All right, and then finally, dividing functions. Often, this is the easiest one because there's not a whole lot to do. The f function is 3x minus 6. the g function is 2x. We could factor these and try to simplify it, but honestly, that's it. Because there's a minus sign or an addition sign or whatever on the top, there's not a lot of simplifying that you can do. So our answer is simply 3x minus 6 over 2x. Number 8, I think we can do a little bit more. Number 8, we have 3x in parentheses raised to the 1/3. On the bottom, we have 4x to the 1/4. That 3x to the 1/3 in parentheses is really 3 to the 1/3 and x to the 1/3. So we can simplify this part. Because there's no addition or subtraction, we can simplify this part. But honestly, on your assignment today, that's not what I'm looking for. I'm really looking for, do you understand the concept of the f function goes here on top? I should make that green like I have all the other times. The f function goes on the top, the g function goes on the bottom. You're just creating a new function using two other functions. If we do finish this one, 3 to the 1/3. If you did that in your calculator, it's a crazy decimal. I would leave it as 3 to the 1/3 over 4. But for the 1/3, x to the 1/3 over x to the 1/4, that's division, so we would subtract those fractions. So I would do the fraction 1/3 minus the fraction 1/4. That gives me the fraction 1/12. So I have 3 to the 1/3 on the top, 4 on the bottom, and x to the 1/12. Technically, that would be the most simple, but honestly, I would accept this as your answer. So your worksheet today is really just practicing adding, subtracting, multiplying, and then for the dividing, just putting the f function on the top and the g function on the bottom. The big things that you need to remember, when you are adding functions, you're adding them together, so really you are just combining like terms. When you are subtracting functions, you have to take the first function and then subtract all of that second fraction, which often means distributing the negative to that second function. When you're multiplying, you are distributing or double distributing to get everything from the first function multiplied to everything to the second in the second function. And dividing, the first function divided by the second function, and that's basically it.